try to share it real quick. I don't know if that lost anything or whatever. I'm new to this kind of crap, so but I sent it out. We'll see what happens. Religious land grabs. I mean, and break it down to terms retards can understand, right? Like I said, I'm just one more retard out here amongst the rest of you. But I do like to take it to the basics. Because if you can understand the basics, you can understand reality. It's kind of why when you go into the military, you go into basic training. Some people call it boot or whatever, but you're learning the basics. How to work as a team, how to work individually and push yourself, all of that. It's just what you do. So, let's go back to the basics. The biggest majority of wars that I've seen started have been for land grabs. I mean, you could pretty much say all of them, but most people don't go to war because they just feel like fighting. They're either trying to defend what they have, or someone's trying to take what they have, or enforce their lifestyle, or whatever the case may be. With religion, it was a mix of both. You start looking into the true history of the Crusades, following the money like you should have always been doing, you see what the Crusades were all about. Keeping religion alive. Because feudal kings had failed and all this kind of crap. So they slowly consolidated power until you have nations. That's kind of how empire building works. And then you get into American history. And, well, the same thing happened. Yeah, I doubt that. Most everyone I know calls me an asshole. I'm fine with that. I am. But I am the nicest asshole you could ever want to talk to. Because I will treat you with every bit of respect you deserve. But respect is something that's earned. So there is that. and respect can be lost real quick. Lie to me? Well, I become extremely disrespectful because that is the most disrespectful thing you can do to me is tell me a lie. Thank you. They ain't looking for me. They know where I am. And I'm not talking about NASA. I guarantee I try to leave and, well, something might be said about that, but I don't know yet. I haven't tried. How you doing? But back to religious land grabs. It's what we have going on right now with Israel. They started it back in the 40s. With a project reworded as Zionism. And that whole brain thought is old as we are, essentially, or it's older than us, but that's an ideology that goes way, way, way back through religious history. It's one even Christ opposed. Because no, Christ did not approve of religious land grabs. And to claim he did makes you a blatant liar. An obvious liar. And, well, I will call you that to your face. I don't care. I do my parents. I do my sister and her husband. My brother won't speak to me. I don't care who you are. How you doing? I don't care if you're bigger than me. I don't care if you claim to have more knowledge than me. You may have a higher intellect. Wisdom comes from experience, and, well, I've had that experience. And yes, I watch a lot of different podcasts. Like I said, the one that set the tone this morning was about the Crusades and how they were just a religious land grab. That's it. Backed by money from all religions. The church as a whole didn't do business with the enemy, but hands within that church always have. Kind of one hand washes the other kind of thing. We didn't know they were doing that. That kind of crap. Except they knew more than they let on. Because the best secrets had to remain hidden until it was time for them to be revealed. And, well, truth is talking every day. In so many places, it's insane at this point. What's insane is that people still want to shout, that's just conspiracy, that's just conspiracy. Truth lives in conspiracy, not in your narrative. That's just blatant truth. Which brings me back to religion. The purveyors of truth. You get into Friday. Oh, Friday, Friday. The showdown of all showdowns and blah blah. And yeah, I watch the soap operas. And you've got one side playing the role of the sailors in Waterworld. Smokers! Smokers! And then you've got the other side. Bitch, don't tell me what I am. Don't tell me nothing about me. A bunch of self-righteous cuckolds. And, well, they just continue on building their empires. You can't change them, no matter how much factual, historical proof you throw at them. Well, that's just what you believe. No, that's what history dictates. The narrative is collapsing every day. Not just in history, but in reality. We're winning this war. We're winning this war. No, we're not. We lost it before we even started it. Why? Because it was a religious land grab, and that was never proper. You see, it would work for a time. That was promised. Deception would rule this earth. And then the spirit of truth would walk. And if you don't feel that spirit moving around this earth, well, then he just knows you not. Doesn't care what great things you did. You did them in the name of empire. And not his. Because his empire is not of this earth. Go back and read your book. Don't criticize me. Criticize your book. Because it's the one that says these things. I'm just the one pointing them out to you. Like a retard, because I just don't know anything. I lean on my understanding. I lean on what was written. And look at the world searching for his understanding. That's kind of how that's supposed to work. But you lean on your religious idols that demand you follow their indoctrination, or you'll never go anywhere beyond this world. You don't get to become one if you're not indoctrinated. That's comical. That is hilarious to me. If you're not indoctrinated, you don't get to be one. Okay. I never wanted to be. I wanted to be one with what he wanted, but religion convinced me to follow the world and lied to me and said I wasn't. It's kind of how Christian nationalism works. We're not following the world, we're leading the world with our righteousness. No, you're not. Because you're not righteous, you're self righteous. Prove me wrong. Don's Gina. I kind of like playing around on X. Don't get on there very often. It's kind of a waste of time. But an ogre's got a troll. We know Donald Trump is president, but who controls the belt? Way? Spent a lot of time around some Hispanics. I don't know what to say for you. I really don't. You put your faith in men. You know, it's funny, I saw yesterday Colombia commended Israel for all it was doing. Shortly after that, they got hit with a 7.4 earthquake. But that's just my understanding. Again, Israel and America cursed Abraham. They killed the negotiators. All for a religious land grab. Because this was for the Greater Israel Project. Satan Yahoo came out and said that himself. 2025, all through 2026 so far. It's been his life's dream for the Greater Israel Project and a religious land grab. And a good portion of my family thinks it's awesome. A good portion of my blood. Because I can't call them family. They're just my blood. Why would I consider someone family if they despise me? Sure, they allow me to stay out here. They won't come see me. I get invited to a few events, but as a kind gesture, because we're such self-righteous Christians. I go, I hang out. like this around family or around blood, put it that way. I got to quit calling them that because it's all they are is blood. My family's out there, and I feel them pretty regular. They're the ones that see this for what it is. And I run into them out in the world. Told my sister last night, y'all see this version of it. The world sees the real me because they're not hate-filled. Sure, they may not believe everything I say. I don't blame them. I give you the information that I find publicly. And I lean on truth to help me find the correct path to narrate this ridiculously retarded story. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of it a little wrong, but not in entirety. I don't slow down. I don't. I grew up in a fast-paced world. It's hard to slow down. There's a has-been, I believe, 80s country singer. I'm in a hurry. I don't remember who sang that. Maybe Billy Ray. I don't remember. But that sounds right. We stay in a hurry to get things done. And they rushed into this land grab, thinking they had their chess pieces in place, only to find out their knights were toppled long before they ever started. But almost everyone I talk to looks back over history and says, well, we don't like the religious land grab going on right now, but the ones in the past, boy, you better be proud of those because they weren't building empires. They were building nations. I thought you were logical. I mean, I did. I thought you were high IQ. Come on, we're a high IQ outfit, and we only do high IQ stuff around here. Yeah, I watch the soap operas momentarily because you all disgust me. No, I'm not entertained. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm just here to tell a story. That's it. People don't want to hear it. That's for damn sure. I really don't care anymore. Was it Wallonius? I can't remember, King Wallonius, or I don't remember. He's a kind of a bluesy hip hop singer fella. I don't know how to describe his flavor of music in entirety, but he's got one of my favorites, and I've got none to give. Thanks, Todd. He introduced me to an artist that I found some music I enjoy from. So, we get back to today and more religious land grabs. You've got settlers in Israel going on about how they're doing God's work and all this other crap because they've been brainwashed their entire lives. I don't hate them for what they do. I despise the lies that led them to that. And then little Benjamin Chaparro. I think you left the NE off the end of your name there, but welfare states, huh? Without the banking empire that clearly this nation supports, the biggest: porn, gambling, alcohol, tobacco, all of that. Because y'all, Israeli assets have their hands in the top of every one of those markets. The one they're currently fighting here in America or in Texas is the marijuana market because, well, they can't get their grubby little hands out of the cartel money and allow it to come to the people of Texas. So that's got to be done through the state, like a good communist. Smokers, smokers. We're in water world, folks. I mean, we ain't flooded, but it's the same shit. Just a different day, right? For real, you people drive me insane with all your self-righteous, hypocritical nonsense. No, I don't smoke in my house. Cigarettes, anyway. And no, I don't just... No, I'm not. Had a few experiences and backdoor, thank God, but nothing that ever enticed me. And the last one disgusted me to the point that, well, I started getting suicidal again. And I couldn't allow for that, so I had to leave. And I've been called devil and all kinds of crap ever since. Go figure. If you knew the truth about the last incident. Again, I'm not a good person. Nobody is. We just try every damn day. But it's not our actions. No, and I'm not a good little goyim either. It's not our actions. It's the heart. If your heart's stuck on acceptance here and earthly cravings, well, that's all you know. And I doubt he knows your heart. Yes, I deal with my cravings every day. My coffee in my pink cup because my autistic stepson likes me to have that one. I've already discussed that more than once, but there you go. But I don't care for your ridiculous empires. I'll live in it for as long as I have to. But stop demanding I call you holy. Stop demanding I call you right, because you're not. You're just self-righteous. I am to an extent. We all are. But again, I didn't want to be here for this. I gave up my fight a long time ago. I remarried a woman with 2 kids by 2 other men. And I smoke. And I'm back to, on occasion, I'll have a little bit of wine every now and again. I won't go back to the hard stuff. But I did make an agreement. 1/4 of a pint. We'll see if that one comes through. I doubt it, but we'll see. But no, I don't like to get drunk. I feel like shit enough without a hangover. You can blame it on the cigarettes, you can blame it on the sugar. I really don't care. Even when I cut a great portion of that out of my life, I still hurt every damn day. It's called arthritis. And no, I won't take Tylenol or ibuprofen or any of those because the results are rather disgusting and painful. So, no, I'm not going to use one medication so I can use 5 others to combat the side effects. I'll just deal with the chemicals they put in everything already. All in the name of advancement. But what are we advancing? I mean, I talked some yesterday on some live chats. You look at countries like China, they're no better than America. But they open everything up to the free market for ideas. Somebody has an awesome idea that will help advance the nation. Well, that idea gets used. That's why they lead the way in AI and so many other things. Because they don't gatekeep. They say, look, this is how it works. See if you can do something better with it. And well, they've made a lot better. Their AI robots would demolish ours in a boxing ring. Just being honest, I've watched some of their AI robot fights, and well, ours don't stand up. Quite literally, in a lot of instances, but you can throw 4 legs and a gun on something and you don't need it to balance as much. So that's mostly where our type of machinery has stayed. And with wings, fixed wings and rotor. And they do it more often than they should in the name of empire, nothing else. We have to keep ours strong, so we have to make theirs weak. And we need more land. We always need more. More money, more land, more oil, more. More is never enough. But you'll never convince the self-righteous if they don't understand what they're doing. Christ had that problem too. Story of ages, right? I love you folks, but have the day you deserve.